Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermore. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airwaves on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the generous support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. Yes, indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, musicians, creatives, all hosted for a low one-time price of $40. Now, the Independent Creator Directory is an old-fashioned yellow pages for all the small business people you can need to get your book off the ground, to get your comics off the ground. Maybe you need music for your broadcasts, and you're looking for the right people, editors, flatters, the services that are tricky to find. Consider joining it today. And if you use Podcast One, the first 100 people, and the slots are going fast, get it for half off. So please consider doing that today. We are also made possible by the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. These are parts of my ongoing book series teaching you how to handle weaponry from a mostly Western perspective. But I have found if you look into all the books, East and West, North and South, that many of the techniques carry over. And in fact, I have spent a good deal of time, 15 years in the case of the Simple Sword and longer for the others, learning and studying to take what everybody basically agrees on and put it in plain, simple English. Consider those today. Also remember that my debut novel, Haints and Hellfire, is still available, friends. A wonderful terrorized romp through the Appalachian wilderness where two reporters stumble on the story of a child who survived a horrific slaying of his family and the supernatural forces behind it. Check it out. I'm still workshopping the assorted elevator pitches for that. Haven't quite gotten the one that feels right. Friends, it is for happy touch harsh. That's why I didn't blow your ears out this morning. I have a bit of a sore throat. Nothing terrible, but it is definitely part and parcel with the weather. Before we get into our promotions and things, I do have some things to talk about. My accountability has been different because, again, I am working on game design projects, which means sitting around doing math, doing formatting, doing all these little things that don't give me a positive word count but need to be done ahead of wanting to set up for the playtests that I'm going to be reaching out to my Big Stompy Robots playtesters in the near future. I also have some game design stuff that is necessary for the game I run monthly at the Benton County Public Library. Like I said, I'm sorry, I am a little scrambled. I had extreme difficulty sleeping last night due to some of the side effects of coming online and my meds being my diabetic meds being where they're supposed to be. I will remind you that while weight loss is a wonderful thing, things like Manjaro are also really good and designed to help diabetics like me who have hard times keeping things balanced, keep things balanced. And it's important that, the folks who actually need the medicine and aren't just trying to lose weight have access to it. So it's keeping me off of insulin, and I am greatly appreciative of it. Now, but it does have side effect of what's called sulfur burps. And if you've ever endured sulfur burps, it basically feels like you are belching forth from the bowels of hell. And I am not swearing, I am stating geometry because geometry. Well, geometry too, it does take certain circles to get there. Geography. The problem is somebody with my set of experiences trying to sleep at night while constantly having the smell and taste of sulfur provides for only the most delightful of nightmares cobbled together from experiences too dark to discuss on a public forum. Yay. So I'm a little out of it, guys. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop because it's Friday. It is Friday. And what we have to get motivated for the weekend, remember, it is Mother's Day weekend, folks. So if you are planning to travel, leave early, get there on time. Make sure you have your stuff today because you do not want to hit Walmart tomorrow for anything. I've been at made the mistake of being at Walmart's the day before Mother's Day. You can catch an elbow. Those are motivated peoples. So, what I want to discuss today actually has some value. It's actually important. We want to talk about the difference between homage. We want to talk about fan fiction versus homage versus adding a character based on somebody into your stories. Because there are some rules you want to go about if you are doing so. I have been known to frequent, I do not currently have an account with them, I don't have to, AO3, which is an archive of our own, or home to all the incredibly obsessive fan fiction out there. It's fascinating. There are some great stories on there, especially if you like the idea of alternate fiction, or you've ever watched a series and gone, why? Now, I run into something that overlaps there, where I'll read a story, and a lot of you, especially newer authors, have the secret file of fan fiction you've written. Don't worry, everybody does. Somewhere in the cringe-laden annals of scraps of paper and notebooks are the horrible attempts at writing Sonic the Hedgehog comic books from when I was in middle school. They do exist, and yes, that line was enough to make my poor dear friend Joe cringe and agonize. So I know you're feeling it too. Everybody goes through that period. That or whatever he read on screen was worse than that, which means the comments are probably going to be delightful. That being said, some of those stories are incredibly well written to the point, and they're so transformative that there is no reason to not change all the names, add a little bit of description that's influenced but not duplicating the characters you've based it on, and throw that stuff out there into the wild. Because without you saying that that is Styles Stilinski from the followed Teen Wolf, the TV series, not the 80s classic, because apart from name, they have nothing to do with each other. And you change that to somebody else, any other name. Avoid rhyming convention, so don't change Styles' name to Miles. You might want to go a little farther than that. But there's nothing stopping some of those great stories from being tweaked a little bit and published as really effective books. Note, I will say effective, not big selling, because what sells and what's good are often two very different things, and the parameters of which are not, exclusive, inclusive, that is. But if you're going to do from fan fiction, you want to be careful, make sure that all the names have been changed. Likewise, if you are doing homage, and I don't mean just homage to fan fictions, I include a lot of people in my writing that I know, where there are homages to individuals that I have met or that I care about, or friends. These things happen. What you want to do, if you are doing that, is always change their names. Because your friends will know, and the individual will probably know. But you don't want to direct port names into somebody else's stuff. Unless it's a very specific situation or it's one of the super common names. There are a whole lot of Joes out there. Some of them are GIs. There are a lot of Dans out there. A couple of them are old. But you want to be careful with that. So if you are putting somebody as an homage into a book you are writing, always change their name. And you're doing that for a couple reasons. You're doing that, one, to protect yourself in case, there's a falling out, offense, whatever. You're doing that because some people work in the public eye, and they have to be very, very careful what they are associated with. First that comes to mind are teachers. You are talking to a man who was suspended and investigated because I designed a character named Morgan. And I had a student in a high school of a couple thousand named Morgan, and they tried to say it was the same person. Yeah. 12 years of subbing. I was suspended for that, investigated, asked to take it down, even though it had nothing to do with anything. And then told, yeah, we can let you go, but I really recommend you stop publishing art or doing so under your own name. So I was given the choice of continue having art or continue being a substitute teacher. And while I loved both, I am functionally an artist. So that ended a lot of my educational career and a whole lot of my pursuit towards it, because they did not have what I consider acceptable boundaries. So you have to be careful. The other thing is, if you name somebody and later they, you have a falling out, they can they can come at you later, lawsuits, or it can get real weird real fast. Defamation happens, folks. Now, if you base a character on someone, but their name is different, you've made just a couple tweaks, you can say, and you don't publicize that you did it, you are much safer in the case of something going boink. Um, this means if there were certain books I wanted to put out, certain things based on the characters that my D&D players have run or something that inspired me, you can be sure I'm not going to use their character's name or them or the exact situation. Things would be tweaked. This is how you protect yourself. This is serious. This is smart. This is not me being ungrateful. This is not anyone else being ungrateful. This is protecting yourself and protecting them. Likewise, I could write a book. And let's say I wanted to write a book and I wanted to base a character on Alec. Okay? Now, we all love Alec. I'm incredibly proud of Alec. There is no way on God's green earth I would use a minor's name or likeness in a book without a whole lot of literal signed waivers from the parents and it being a very, 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 very specific situation. Certain types of biographies, things like that. When I tell you the world of including minors in literary depictions, including minors in physical activities, there are reasons why I don't train people under 18 as a swordmaster, even though sometimes I ache to do so because it would really help them. I can't do that because of the legalities involved. Minors can't consent. And that's not just for, law and order bump things. Okay? So you never, ever want to use a minor's real name in a book. Now, if you're doing a nice homage to somebody and, their kid means a lot to you and you talk to the parents, still change the name, still change the description for everyone's safety. You get what I'm saying? This is how you stay out of trouble. I say this, and it's somebody out there, I haven't checked the comments, are going to think I'm referring to them. I'm not referring just to you because I know a lot of people who put people's names and things and they mean well, and I've seen it go hideously bad. I've been, I'm not a long-term individual like, many of the published folks, but I have been published since 2016. And, wow, 8 years is not bad, folks. 2026 is going to be a big deal for the Simple Sword. I have some things I want to have set up by then, but I'll probably do the big reboot then. I want to do an expansion, change some things, offer a hardcover. I have a lot that's planned, but I'm trying to get my skills up to do the formatting changes and not rip my hair out. But I get a lot of people said, and I'm privileged. I want to thank you guys. Everyone who publicly and privately sends me stuff to review, I review it as fast as I can. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes, it goes very quickly. Sometimes I can only get so far before edits come out and my brain just goes, okay. Looking at the incredible Kelly Austin, whose book is still on my bedside. But when you are writing, be cautious. When you're using somebody's likeness, be cautious. Now, I have certain advantages because most of my art is either anthropomorphized or anime. It would be anime Western fusion is a good way to describe the way a lot of my art looks, which means unless I'm going to a lot of very specific detail, the people who inspire the characters or inspire their looks, be they people I know or people I follow online, etc., aren't directly transposed. You get what I'm saying? They inspire without being photocopies. So it's relatively safe. You have to be cautious. And I know it's Nick giving advice, and he's giving advice to be cautious. Nick always gives advice to be cautious. I'm going to tell you something in life. You know, I earned this gray hair starting at 15 years old, friends, and I've taken enough 2x4s to the side of the head and enough knives to the back that I actually, at one point in my life, was cringy enough to consider getting a knife block tattoo on my back shoulder. It was not a long thought, but it was there at certain points in my life. When I tell people to always look out for such things, always be careful, it is to be educational. It is to help you not, stumble in the pits that I have face planted into over the years. Not only was I gifted with a face for radio, but I was also gifted with a face that has in the past been a unique and powerful electromagnet for punches. I have at points through my speech and demeanor been very punchable by certain people who do not take the application of the truth well. It has shaped me. It has molded me. It has refined my sarcasm into a cutting blade and has become so powerful that there are times where it can overpower my stuttering and stammering and allow me to speak like a refined, educated human being. This is bad. This is useful, but bad, because that means I'm angry enough, my IQ is dropped enough that I can speak. It slows the brain down enough to not stammer and not stutter because my mouth can keep up. This is bad berries. You never want to operate while you're angry, because when you're angry, it's been proven it makes you mechanically dumber. So be careful. That being said, if you work within the rules and you check, you definitely want to use the inspiration that is around you. Okay? That's part of the difference between AI and human inspiration. AI copies. It copies, it compiles, and it throws out there. Either in like Jet PTG. Watch my speech impediment get a hold of that. Chat GPT, or in the assorted art unstable diffusion crud. It scrapes. And it can compile, go, and then look for synchronicities. It can't. The human mind does so much more than that, because it takes, this is kind of like that, and percentages, and it tweaks it, and it molds it, and it shapes it. And the ideas, I'm sorry, I think in three-dimensional, usually green wireframe, because I am a very old CAD user. So very often when I'm thinking very hard, my mind is a off black place lit by green wireframe constructions while I am pondering and putting things together. Let that one go through your processor. Anyway, I've been upping the graphics, but that's where it starts. Understanding this sort of thing. Understanding how to implement inspiration and homage characters will improve your writing. It will give your world that gravitas, that sense. So I should give you an example. Let me think of a character I know of that I could reference. Okay, I got one. Okay. She's a power, across the battlefield, a powerfully built woman in partial plate mail is cutting her way through with a series of brutal kicks and punches, augmented between firing off her slug thrower, laying waste to the invading forces. A smile dances across her strong-jawed face as yet another alien explodes in a splatter of green ichor. Now, great character, great design, visceral scene. I literally just kind of pulled up, grabbing the first random character that popped to my mind. That first random character was Gina Carano's Cara Dune from The Mandalorian. But anybody hearing that could have said I was basing it on Lucy Lawless's Xena the Warrior Princess too. Real easy. Now, if I got too detailed and I got too precise, could get in trouble. That's what I'm talking about. You take the inspiration, you distill it, you give just enough information to make it visual, but not so much that you determine exactly what the person looks like. Do you see what I'm saying here? I'm hoping this is good for the younger viewers and the younger listeners. And by younger, I mean folks newer to writing and trying to figure out how to do this. Because another thing I believe is you have to be gentle with yourself when you are learning how to do something you've never done before. Because, and I'm paraphrasing something I heard from Drawfee, actually, which is a channel I watch quite a bit of, even though it can occasionally be dramatically inappropriate. When you're starting, you're like a baby. You've never done it. You don't have the muscle memory. You don't have the knowledge, the experience. You only a true jerk, only a true see you next Tuesday kind of swine doggy would make fun of or kick a baby or a toddler for having trouble drawing, having trouble, an elementary student, or having trouble writing a story. And there are a lot of people who went all the way through primary schooling, and they did their assignments, but they never really wrote a story. They did enough to get through, but there was no interest behind it, no passion. It was D is for done or out. You wouldn't kick somebody who's new to it. Don't kick yourself. Let yourself learn, be gentle, but learn the rules and be careful. Later, especially far later, when you're comfortable with them and you know people and you know how to do stuff, then rules become less pressing. But remember, mastery, the concept of mastery, I am a master of this, means you have fully understood and can apply the basics of an art. That's it. Don't let that fool you. Once you've achieved mastery, you spend the rest of your life on refinement and maintenance in any skill. That's how you get expertise. So, don't be afraid to do homage characters. There's that word again. I hope it's not an insult. But be sure to cloak them in just enough anonymity and change to keep yourself safe. Especially if it is a cathartic You know, some character who is suffering because you needed to vent some literary vengeance on somebody, and any writer who's been doing it long enough knows you've at least written one character based on someone you know to have things happen to, even if it's just, in a little notepad document to make you feel better. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a psychopath. I don't know. But learning the rules and learning to do things the right way to keep yourself safe from legality issues, from copyright issues, and from, other, just offending folks is a powerful skill to acquire. And I love when I see multiple people I'm talking to, because it might shock you to know that my DMs are filled with people discussing writing things and techniques. And I did this, I'm doing this, what do you think of that? That I see the same problem pop up 2 or 3 times in the same week. I want to talk about it on the show because somebody else is having problems with it. So I hope that was educational. I hope that little bit helped give some clarity onto your Friday activities. And I hope no one was offended by that, because this was not targeted at anybody in particular. It was, however, to answer some questions that were asked of me. So, with that, if you're looking for a place to find the right people to help you on your journey, good writers, good authors, or you're looking to join their number and have access to, say, the secret social media group and that community calendar that tells you when conventions are happening before they're happening, so you can actually get enough input to vend there, maybe you should look into this. All right. I'm totally not trying to keep my mind going, but I am 115 comments behind and already over a half hour. So let's hop and pop, and we're going to scroll through quite a bit. I also get to deal with the comment dumps as they happen. I'm glad the chat's been lively. That happens sometimes. Let me get through. All right, first through the door at 9:26 is Alex Creations. Good morning, Alec. I'm very proud of how you're doing, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be trying not to fall asleep during today's show, as I didn't sleep well last night. If you need sleep, get it. We'll be here in the rerun for you, and you can always reach out to me. Hope everyone has a great Friday, though. Me too, Alec, and that includes you. Boy, my voice is scratchy today. Morning, Alec. Make sure to rest when you can. Good morning, Dawn. And folks, please remember that Dawn is the blessed mad woman behind Dawn's Fashionable Felines. Okay. I wait till I can feel the sonic boom from the squee in Illinois to turn it down. I like to give her a second to resonate. It's quiet in here today, so morning, everyone else. I summon you. Oh, wow. Don Dulas is breaking out the candles. Foxy drags in after being summoned. Grr, arg. Ah, she speaks the language of my peoples. Well, yeah, but not the kind you're thinking. Yeah, Foxy, I didn't see Foxy dragged in and start drawing a fox at all today. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Don's like, holy, it worked. You got Foxy Zombie. No, I'm not zombifying this fox. I might zombify another fox. Excuse me. Interesting counterpoint. I had a visitor last night. Well, we had a visitor. A literal fox came by and decided to visit our porch for a bit before taking off. The cats were not best pleased to see this interloper. I wish I could have gotten a picture, but my phone was on the charger. Still, they're beautiful animals. Morning, Zombie Foxy. Morning, Dawn the Summoner, the Dawnster. If you know, you know. If you don't, you need to go on IndieCD's YouTube channel and watch the Scanning is Munsey program. For that and other shenanigans. Strolls in carrying a sword. Did someone say zombie? Thesis, I always expect you to be carrying a sword. Dawn, don't you touch my Foxy. I love Sir Zombie or not. Zombie or not. We are not making me do ooh voice after the night I had. No, thank you. Good morning, Carl. Glad to see you. Great to see you as the guest on or expert in seat in the Scanning is Muncie. It really was a fun program. Morning, Dawn Zombie. Alex is greeting everyone. You want to see a zombie? Come see Aunt Donna before that first coffee. Let's not. We've got greetings and good job, Dawn, getting your Muncie before I got here. And Donna's, hey, Donna, how you doing? And Donna's greeting everyone and giving a big hug to Alec, and I think that's beautiful. And what's this? Rising from the depths of her crypt, Sarah has joined us in a refreshing, cool breeze of eternal autumn. How are you doing, darling? And we've got more greetings. And there's Aunt Donna. Gave her lots of coffee today, so you all are welcome. And everybody's doing greetings. I guess kind of hop through those. And greetings and thesis if he didn't hurt Zombie Foxy. No, he tried to cure her, I bet. Morning, fellow Nevermorians and my kiddos. Still super proud of you. Always good to see you, Sarah. And Alec is doing well. Good job. And haha, I need 1 point, and I have it. I needed 1 point. Oh, point and have it. I thought you were having Hawaiian food for a moment there. Definitely is. Yes, Dawn. Like you, Alec, I didn't sleep well last night, so now I am a zombie. Interesting. That's valid, Foxy, being a zombie, that is. I am bordering on undeath myself. I was actually pleasantly surprised after Wednesday's show. I went on the Muncie website to check out my little mountain town and found quite a few there. Foxy sets out baking cup that reads, brains. That is not what my cup reads. Anyway, we are everywhere, thesis, hiding in plain sight. Carl, love you, bud, but that's just a bit scary. Maybe we will try the free version for now. You never know who among the townsfolk are sleep secret agents. And, God, man, a whole lot of the master must have come back with Carl this time. He's really feeling it. Awesome thesis, totally appreciate it. Woo, just remembered half the volume. I'm trying to cut down the ear blowing because it is hard on my throat. Just because I love you guys and I do understand that you're all just a bit freaky. Not the green room. Y'all, heathens aplenty. Thanks for reminding me that, Sarah. You don't want my brains. They are a mess, LOL. Anytime. Same, Don. My brain is new. My brain right now is mushy. Mine is so smooth. Mine is approaching orange cat levels of smooth. No thoughts, just smooth. So are mine, Don. Hence why I beg rather than chase folks around to gobble. Good morning. Just too much effort. I'm a lazy zombie. Brains can come to me. As old Dan gets aphasia, we're all getting aphasia. Coincidence? I think not. Aphasia is one of those friends of mine who walks around keeping me in a state of constant panic. And hey, Grant, chase folks around to gobble? I'm confused. In case you missed it, there's a bit of zombieing going on. I mean, everybody's glad to see Grant. And considering how many times the word homage was used, I'm not surprised that our own Grant Lankard, creator of so many great things, including Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid, is in the chat, and people are granting, I'm Zombie Fox today. They're imagining themselves as zombies. Is gobble a euphemism? Not for anything bad, just eating. It could be an homage. There's that word again. Hi, Blade and Dawn, and hi, anyone I missed. I'm glad the greetings are still flowing. I just finished watching Last Man Standing and have several screenshots of Trey making obscene gestures. It was magical. Lassie. Trey is a delight. She is a delicate flower and will be respected as such, or she'll beat you across the head with a spanner wrench. Anyway, I could have hopped on, but yeah. LOL. I didn't know you were here, Sarah. I hear you, Blade. Yeah, well, Sarah does tend to blend into the shadows. Sarah says, I was on the phone. It wasn't a matter of stealth, as I have none of that, LOL. Right there, Grant. Yes, Sarah has no stealth. Trust us, she is not the quasi-undead you are looking for. She couldn't be a threat. Ignore the hand gesture. Anyway. And there are certain members of this community I'd rather not associate with for my own personal reasons. So when they are on, I will not be. Oh. Okie dokie. Apparently there is drama I have missed. Hello? And LMS isn't a bad show. I just can't relate with the peeps. It happens. Good morning, everyone. As of right now, there will not be the Burning is Yarn, the Burning is Love Wednesday night, as we had to reschedule the park boarding due to the elections last week. How dare civic duty interfere with our broadcasting? I own a pitchfork somewhere. I can make a torch. We can address this heresy. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Hey, Joe. Ooh, do we get another Dawn show? Hey, Joe. Why would you want that thesis? Dawn, don't you start with me. Don't you start with me, young lady. You did a great job. You're an entertaining and cordial hostess, and you have a great screen presence. Don't make me go over to the Indie CD page so I can find one of the many bizarre banners that I left on there as I was commenting and terrorizing you, and put up the Dawn, you're the main character now banner. I'm capable of it. I forgot to watch the Burning is Yarn Wednesday. Well, that's okay, because it wasn't the Burning is Yarn Wednesday. Sorry, it happens. It was the scanning is Munsey. And Sarah cracking the whip, like the show. Like how nice I am about it. Raffle. Happy Friday. Man, Sarah's channeling her inner Jacques the Whipper, and I am here for it. Hey, Joe, and yes, Thesis, I understand. I thought Jack the Whipper would make a decent Captain America. Anyway, because it was fun, Dawn. There was no BIL Wednesday. It was Sim scanning his Muncie. Simmers aplenty. Anyway, I might end up doing the Burning is Love Monday night instead of Behind the Code, because I durantly. That's what happens when don't currently becomes one word. Yeah. Woohoo! I don't currently have any profiles to update. Hi, Sarah. She says, hi, Nick. Glad you enjoyed it, Thesis. Another Dawn show next Wednesday. And, I even look zombie-ish this morning. Talk about pale. Well, I guess it's time for the first accountability. I sent Nick a sneak preview of my shifter story. You got to read the introduction of his character, and I'm curious how I liked it. I actually liked it quite a bit. You are covered in the blanket of useful advice. You can use people's almost likenesses or their names. You never want to use both. And that's not a shot on you. That's suggestions for everybody. Because it was actually quite well done. My accountability is that I set up the Kickstarter for the Beowulf trade paperback. Excellent. That counts. Nice, Grant. Current accountability, currently on chapter 8 of my latest story with 8,350 words on the pages. Well done, Joe. Seriously. Alec, I'm getting a tripod ready to hold my phone so I can start recording how I work on my physical pieces and progress them. I think it's something good for summer for me to use. That's my count. That counts. And you have all that homework and stuff. You are excused from accountability till you get through this phase of your stuff. Okay, Alec? It's appreciated, but you are excused. That works, Alec. And good one. Good job, Joe. And happy Friday. Happy Friday, Cindy Koepp. And you know what? It is commercial time. I'm getting commercial sign. Commercial sign. Whew. And it rolls on. Okay. Waves, and we ran Dawn around town. Fun. That sounds fun. Geometry. Looks like Nick wants us to face horrors. I like geometry. Geometry made sense. Grant Lanker, DM me the link to your Kickstarter. I'll get it up on your profile today. See, Joe made the mistake of saying he didn't have anything he had to edit, so thus it was provided for him. And around and around and around the same blocks, Carl. You don't want to do the shame of walk on day right before Mother's Day. Yeah. My brother must be bored. He phoned Deaf Carl twice since the show started. Walk of shame. We know. Thank you for all the help on Wednesday night, Nick. I don't think I was that helpful. I think I was, a derailment, but you guys stayed on the rails and I'm proud of you. Accountability, Heart of Sacrifice went to a developmental editor. It's the first coherent novel I wrote and it got shelved because there were issues, serious issues. Oh, I feel your pain. And that is a good point. I have a fully completed urban fantasy novel I wrote many, many years ago. And part of the reason I haven't published it is I have to go through and change all the names I used with all the homages I did. We shall see on that one. The few people who have seen it allege that I need to put it out there because it is good. Again, we shall see. It may become tweaked into the first of the Jake Talbridge novels. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Cindy. And yes, Nick did a good job producing this. Don't say complimentary things. I can't process that. Accountability. Adam Lie 6 is on the way to its editor. Waves at Brian K. Morris. Hi, Brian. He's not watching. He's busy in the mornings now, and that's okay. Hey-o. I rather enjoyed geometry. And congrats on getting those works over to editor, Cindy. Woot! We are very proud. And yep, I have 3 fan fiction stories. 1 Star Trek, 2 Men from U.N.C.L.E. Classic. I have some that I have written over the years, but those are long lost and buried and should never be resurrected. Accountability. I finished 3 Shoulder Dragons commissions. Rock on. Now I'm working on the 4 Crochet Dragons to match someone's characters from the book coming soon. Bond of the Sword, which I wrote the middle third of. Okay, cool. Hey, Cindy. And next writing project will be reading in the new endgame of Suitable Arrangement. Ooh, it's coming. A lot of people are looking forward to that. You are definitely keeping busy, Cindy. Trelena has been working on some crochet commissions also that she got at last con. Working midnights has made that a slow process for her. That's understandable. Sarah says, the chat has been very lively today. That's great. I can't keep up with it, but it will be fun to hear them being read. Well, I hope you enjoy it. The ICMAC tournament is in about a month and a half. I'm getting ready for that in earnest now. Feedback for the forms I'm going to complete is getting very specific. That's good. Joe, yeah, work schedules mess up my craft time too, so you're doing great, Cindy. And speaking of work, how's the new promotion going, Cindy? Yes, we all want to know. I'll find out Monday. That's when it starts. Rock on. Keep us surprised. Well, here's hoping it all goes well. Sarah says Morgan is a goddess and a triple goddess in one. Just a bit of info. Some spell it differently depending on the author. Anyway. All right. Quick fun fact about Nick. I have been accused of misspelling certain deities and things. That is very deliberate. I also mispronounced them. Again, very deliberately. Someone attempted to scold me for my pronunciation of Baron Samadi. No, I am quite aware that that is a mispronunciation, and I will continue to use it because I don't drop names. And I get very uncomfortable when others do, because sometimes rooms get a little too crowded. Remember, if you're ever feeling lonely, watch The Exorcist in a dark room. You won't feel lonely anymore. Amusing. My new department is located exactly where my current department started when we got to that campus. I'll be really amused if I landed the same cubicle as I was there before. Intriguing. Providing they haven't changed the layout, you'll at least know your way around. As the competition team gets ready to go, the fundraisers are running out of time. Drawing to be held 5/31. Get your tickets now. bit.ly/ShadowFist5050. Yeah, I'll have to refamiliarize myself with the counts from my actual desk to the stairs down to the door again, but it should be easy. That's true. That is a challenge that's fairly unique to you. But yes, go find Nick's books and swords, their swords and spears and axes. Oh my! Amazon.com/store/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert. Nick has art for you to check out. DeviantArt.com/Nick T. Yes, I am way behind. Expect another download. It looks like our video is going to run a little late. Oh dear Lord Almighty. Whew, you guys must have really enjoyed the subject. Support Nick's effort to teach people to be dangerous safely. Patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. Yes. Go get Pulp Fiction at Amazon.com/store/Brian K. Morris, author and all that. Go buy things from Brian K. Morris and go to his Patreon. Patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And Chris Walker says, it's Friday. Hello, everyone. Hi, Friday. Alex says, yeah. As a minor, I honestly wouldn't want to be referenced or anything among that until I'm 18 or older. As you know, it's safer overall. But Nick, that's a great example to use me as one. Lamau. Well, you are a beloved individual in this community. Very likely people would be tempted to use, could reference you in their books. So it has to be handled properly. Only 8 likes? Come on, folks. We can do better than that. Guys, please. I hope you enjoyed it. It looks like we've got a really good turnout today. A lot of you are watching and not, saying anything. That's fine. But please feel free to comment. Oh dear, break has ended. Back to adding unique identifiers to procedures. Well, it's better than not having them. Bug y'all later. You're never an issue. And see you later, Cindy. And Nick is not a bad-looking guy. Well, thank you. I've definitely seen worse. Well, I appreciate that. My nature forbids me from accepting that as a truth, but I appreciate you saying it. Wait, Nick is using as an example of it. Nick using Alec as an example, an actual bad example? In this case, yes, because it wouldn't be wise. Hey, Chris. Lamau, Carl. Hey, Chris. Think smarter, not harder. Alec, you better sign a waiver for this episode. I've already spoken to Alec's mom about assorted things. I'm in the clear on a great many things. But morning, Chris, Squee. Hi, Thesis Fox. Everybody and anyone I might miss. And we got greetings. And this one's for Dan. And that's a link for Dan. Hail chat. Sup, Wolf? How you doing, Gray? Any of you who may find yourself in the greater Knoxville area, Joe Dog and I will have a fan table at FrankenCon on Sunday. Well, that sounds fun, y'all. If you're out there, get there. Hey, Gray. People like Gray. I'm going to be at the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books tomorrow. Woo. Safe travels. I will be right here tomorrow because it's Mandy's Saturday to work. Yes, Mandy has to work the Saturday before Mother's Day. Yes, that sucks. Moving on. Yep, Chris Walker and I wish I lived close to Knoxville. I'd try to go to FrankenCon. Now, young men, have you added those events onto the calendar in Indie CD? Might be a good idea. Wishing you much success there, Grant. Hey, Gray, how close are you to Montgomery Bell State Park in Tennessee? That's a great question. Hey, Gray, and middle of Tennessee Manchester. My brain tried to butcher that, and I caught it. Grant, we love that you put the word homage in our daily conversations. Thank you. Not too terribly far away then. www.southernfan.com. Ooh. Haha, my legacy. That link lists most of the cons in the South. Always good to know. I wish the Yankees had something like that. Oh, wait, we do. IndieCD.org. Check the community calendar. Chris Walker, okay, that's about that park is about 100 miles northwest of me. Cool. You'll definitely have homages for you in the future, Grant. Ooh, about 300 for me. Wow. My babies. Wow, I'm really that far behind. Okay. Dawn gets really excited when she sees these cats. I do. I'm so humbled and honored to have that artwork. I need to do a new piece. I've been watching some anime that is set in a very specific time period and location. That being Black Butler, Not For You, Alec, and Case Study of Vanitas. So I'm kind of feeling that Victorian, not Victorian, Georgian. Anyway, right around the World's Fair where the Eiffel Tower was unveiled timeline. Watching Dawn and Carl talk about Muncie for an hour has given me inspiration for a future Tea House show. Excellent. Cool. And Dawn says, wow, nice. See, you're doing good. Ripples, folks. Joe Bachman, I watched the show yesterday morning. Dawn did an amazing job with the interview. Carl was a great guest, and Nick did a great job with helping in the background. I fumbled so many things, it's not even funny, but thanks for saying that, Joe. 10 likes better, but those numbers need to go up. Yeah, those are rookie numbers. If you're enjoying this, please like this and please share this because I promote a lot of good people. And those people include folks like...
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Sorry for that. I've been rather popular this morning, so I know my phone is pinging quite a bit. But due to some people's mental health, I am making sure that my phone is accessible for their needs. It just happens sometimes. It was fun, says Carl, and I'm glad to hear that. There's an MMO that I've been playing for many, many years. It is one of the very few Chinese-based games, and the only one I play I figured I could talk about. Interesting. That's a complex sentence there. I'm intrigued. Accountability held up. Put my booty back in therapy like I said I would. Got a lot accomplished at work. Always accountability on work days. Accountability to come. Spring cleaning and we may never know. I'm going to skip to where and was. Attempting not to sleep the day away. Not sure if the last one will be upheld until tonight when the energy increases. I fully understand. Thank you, Joe. It was fun, and the producer and guest did an amazing job of taking care of me. You are fabulous, Dawn. And good morning to those watching on Twitter. Be sure to send live messages through the chat here on the live. Nick will receive them on his end. Yes, thank you. Those of you on Twix, taste that sweet, sweet caramel. I almost slept the entire day away Wednesday, Sarah. It happens. The weather changes are hitting a lot. Trey is a Finch neighbor of mine. I see. And wow, Blade. Been there. Yep. And Trey is a magpie neighbor of mine. Old joke. Because you were tired, Grant? And no person I am referencing is not... And no, the person not in the room, Carl knows. I'm sure you do. I'm sure I missed something spicy. And look at this. I've learned to say, not my part, not my problem, and not put my nose, neck deep into whatever drama may be going on. Growth. There's growth. Okay. Thank you. I had fun. And I call it the burning is absent. So I do a show Ocean Potion when Joe can't be on. Because, that's what you apply over a burn. Anyway, Thesis says, I still think Dawn's show should be called The Sweet Drizzle. But that would be Joe's After Dark program. Jacques Z. Whipper. I was watching his outtakes before NTF today, LOL. Not the only one, Dawn. Oh my gosh, LOL Blade. I'm not sure if I've seen her show. I should. And there's the link to the Wednesday night show, Sarah. She did a show last Wednesday on Indie CD's YouTube channel since Joe and Trey were unavailable. How much do you guys think I should charge for a digital copy of the Beowulf trade paperback? Ooh, see, pricing is something I still have trouble with. So I'm really interested in the responses you get, Grant. And when that is available, let me know, because that might be in my humble price range. Ted was going to attempt his first stream tomorrow, but we have been advised that we are meeting his family for Mother's Day lunch at the same time. It happens. And Yoshi came by to say hello. Bump. Alex says, I'm cold right now, but want to know what sounds good? Chocolate ice cream. Every year since middle school, and I only had 1 year of middle school, the day before whatever we consider Christmas vacation starts, I have a drumstick or a knockoff drumstick, the ice cream treat, with the chocolate dip and the peanuts on top. Yeah. I feel you. Hey, Yoshi, have you been fed yet? Hi, Yoshi. Carl, do not believe the cat's propaganda. They are well fed. My cats share the same propaganda. I just think they are born with that in their genes. My cats just want whatever I'm eating and whatever I'm drinking to make sure it's not, something they want. I have to hold up like a Raisin Bran flake and go, this is what I'm eating. Do you want this? And they sniff it. They want the right to say no. A crunchy Raisin Bran flake, because I have some soul. We were reported to Joe for staying on the rails. Joe thought that he had those rails taken out. Very few people know this because I don't usually go online with my Minecrafting for the many years I've played Minecraft. But at this house, I am known as Minecraft OSHA. My lovely wife makes these amazing mines and all these things, and she forgets the handrails. So I have to come in and make it safe and passable. Stitch thinks he should get fed 15 times a day, so anything less than that, he's going to whine. And my cat is just spoiled and wants 5 portions of his wet food a day. He doesn't get that, but Yeah. My cats are kind of outside quasi dumpster kitties, and a couple of them have kept that mentality. So it's a thing. If I have to process and accept compliments, so do you. Oh, I'm sorry. Your comment fell off. We're apparently having some kind of issue with a StreamYard. I guess I won't be able to finish reading that. Darn. I know for a fact that Yoshi is well fed because I'm rubbing her big old belly now. Lamau. It appears, says Thesis, that there are 18 Munsies just in my town alone, and even 6 in smaller towns around us. The Munsie Mafia expands. How much were you thinking about charging, Rat? Do you think 19 for a trade paperback is reasonable? I'm not the person to ask that of. What I would do is go through and look at people who had similar levels of success to you and see what they're charging. Actually, 1 second. Grant, because you are talented, Daphne and Nita are running their show right now, and it's about a minute before all their ads wrap up so that they really get into the conversation. I would ask Daphne and Nita about it, because if any, and I will say this, and she'll probably take it, rough, but one moment. That one's on, you know what? I'll just say it. That one's on me. Not the green room. But if you have pricing questions, I would definitely reach out to Nita Lanning and ask what she says about it. You need to make some money, but somehow still make it affordable to most. It's a delicate balance to achieve. I know. And it's very, very good for your international readers. How many pages is in it? We usually price virtual copies at about half or a third what the physical copies would go for. Oh, 130 to 140 pages. Could you make profit at that price point, Grant? And Sarah says, I meant putting authors in quotes because some are unreliable sources trying to educate people about things they don't know for researchers, not focusing on anyone in particular. Totally understood. We get you. And since Amazon is cracking down on the AI nonfiction authors, the world is becoming a better place. Well, I've made my money back in the original 6 issues, so anything I make on the trade paperback is gravy and perennial. Rock on, Grant. Epic. That's good, Grant. Oh no, Calvin is awakened from his nap, and a claw on my leg says he's hungry. Everyone have a great day. See ya, Carl. If the money for the trade paperback is just icing on the cake, then it's a matter of, do you want quantity or over quality or quality over quantity? And are you going to use, I will tack on, are you using it as an advertisement? Are you using it to advertise your book? My stroke. Because a lower price on your digital may boost later sales of your hard copies. Bye, Carl. Give Calvi love and memories too. LOL. What I mean by that is, do you want a lower price and hopefully set it in the hands of more folks? Set higher price, but possibly at a lower audience. Exactly. Hermione. Harry Potter. Anyway, see you later, Carl. Sorry, folks. Brain is erratic today. Outside Con is at Montgomery Bell State Park. It is on the site where Ernest Goes to Camp was filmed. It's a fun relaxicon that has great food. And do you play via Steam, Blade? Dang, speaking of zombies, though, I played 7 Days to Die for 11 hours straight one night. Holy... Yeah. When you find the right game, it will take over. Mandy and I, when we rented StarCraft 64, we lost, it was 24 hours before we ate anything, and we lost an entire weekend and then had to buy it. And it's getting time for me to hook that old box back up. Weather changes are kicking my allergies butt. Also, before I forget, this weekend, weather notice, space weather news, major coronal mass, moderate coronal mass ejection and electromagnetic storms. Expect interference, possibly aurora borealis extremely low to the southern states. So, in the words of a program I used to watch a long time ago, keep looking up. It is a good idea. It is a good deal closer to those in Indiana and Illinois and surrounding areas. It's fairly affordable if you can stay on the campsite. Ditto, Blade. No, I don't play on Steam, but the game is available there. Foxy plays it on Steam, I think. And by Carl and Donna. Interesting. It's been several years since I played in Steam, but wow, I couldn't believe how much time passed. And I get it on every once in a while just to check out the new games. I understand. And yay for growth, Nick. Thank you, Sarah. That's cool. I'm just thinking, if I see a really good one, my struggle with time management could take over completely, even if I had an alarm set. I understand that too. 1 second. Dawn says, good morning, Xander. Dogs do that too, Nick. My pupper always wants whatever I'm having, even if I know she won't like it. Yep. Look, stairs. Riley Poole, national treasure. We used to have a blackjack dealer with George when it came up. We used to have to be a blackjack dealer with George when it came to people food. These two are not like that. I understand. My little buddy Remy loves Swedish fish. He was an odd little doggo. Odd little doggos are some of the best doggos. Yes, that is reasonable, Grant. Nick is also making a good point. I know for a fact that Nita likes it rough. One, not the green room, despite the incredible accuracy. Anyway, whoo! I may have lost where I was for a bit. Here we go. Sorry. Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to watch Nita and Daphne show. Understood. And I'm not trying to get rid of you, Grant. I'm just encouraging you because you can go there and ask that question and get a more expert advice than what I can give. And if you don't want to do it that way, you can always just send Nita a message. She's incredibly educated and one of the greatest resources that we have. And she'd probably be furious that I said such complimentary things about her. TPBs I've gotten for thinner ones range for 15 to 20, and I've seen you in the thick previews catalog. So yeah, bye Grant. That's for 5 issues in a TBP trade paperback. I'm not going to try. Letters are going woo in my mouth. Yeah, it's probably not my place to charge for digital. Guess I better go help with Kitty lunchtime later, everyone. Bye, Donna. Bye, Donna. And heading out to work on English test before I finish up revisions. And then guess what? Finals! Yes! Hit it and quit it, Alec. You got this, Alec. You can do it. You can do it! We will be here. Hard out. Good luck, Alec. And with that, I'm going to run some ads. I'll probably wrap up the show because I have some things I need to do today. I hope you've all found the show entertaining and educational. And let's run some really great folks' stuff.
What up, lovelies? This is Mike Jimmy, CEO of Fairies and Ants and creator of Love and Korra, now back with our 7th issue in the series, The Bond. Love and Korra is a series of one-shots, building a world one story at a time. A couple of years ago, I imagined a world, and I told a couple of writers to go have fun in my sandbox. And so they did. Each adventure is unique, and adds just a bit more to make this world feel more and more alive. They can be read separately, and all contain a complete story. In our upcoming release, you follow Sevier and Aphil on their journey into maturity and find out if their friendship breaks down in rage or whether their bond is stronger than bad emotions. Now on Kickstarter and Fund My Comic.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
before I go into the wrap-up chats, I'm going to run Robin Yoda's ad. Her schedule shifted a bit, but my friend Robin Yoda suffers from some pretty heavy chronic conditions, and she does live game streams on Twitch where she's usually cozy video games like The Sims or Stardew Valley or things like that. It's a great place for some positivity, but she hasn't had a lot of viewership, so I want to remind folks that she's out there.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda, just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley, Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
So please reach out to her. She's good people. I've known her forever and a day. But let's see. I'm trying to see. We stopped with Hard Alec, I believe. And good luck, Alec. Quality edutainment. That's what I aim for. Thank you. Achievement. You caught up. And the show was very positive. I ended up getting that chocolate ice cream. I'm glad. Sometimes you got to treat yourself. Take that compliment. Oh, I'm totally fine with people complimenting my works. It's just complimenting me that turns me into a quivering malfunction. Just like I'm all about building people up and getting them into the spotlight, but you keep that away from me. It's real easy. Today I was asked in a comment. So, in all the Final Fantasies, what character do you identify with the most? What radiates with you? And I smiled and I said, Toneberry. And if you know, you know. If you don't, look up that little fella. He's one of my spirit animals. You got this, Alec. Bye to everyone I missed. I was involved with some cat cuddles. It happens. Time for Joe to hop out of there. He needs to get some work done. Well, I'm glad he's getting stuff done. He's actually got his busy, serious, frowning Joe face on. And take care, everybody. Have a great start to your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Whether you're a mom for humans, pets, or fill that role for anyone else. And Joe is hopping again. We need that thumbnail. Yes, we do. But friends, this weekend is Mother's Day. All the love in the world, especially to my mom, and all the joy and support to all the mothers who are beloved by their children, all those who've had to endure the horror of losing their children at any point in the stage. You are loved and you are valid. With that, friends, if you have the privilege of being able to reach out to your mom, do so. And not just on Mother's Day, all right? Call your mom. She worries. Guys, keep drawing, keep creating, because if you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. And I will be back actually on the sister network to this, the Historical Fencing Guild, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I will be back here for Nevermind the Furthermore Friday at 10 a.m. I will set that whole stuff up sometime this weekend. And we'll see y'all there. Toodles, folks.